Hey, boo. Hey, it is your girl, Takesha. Welcome to Friday Night Live with your girl. Listen, do me a favor. As you are watching this by replay, leave me a comment and let me know you're rocking with me by replay so I can come back and say, hey, boo. And for those of you that are going to be joining me live, hey, boo. Welcome to Friday Night with your girl. Now, listen. I actually wanted to cue up a little bit of music, but I ain't putting in, I don't own the rights to this music, so we ain't gonna do that, okay? Because we don't want the broadcast to get flagged. But I want you to do me a favor. If you've ever joined me live, or even if it's your first time, go ahead and share this broadcast because it's about to be good, okay? Okay, so I'm asking you to share it. I'm gonna share this as well. There we go. Hold on. Post it there. Because if you don't post, who will, right? So go ahead and share this broadcast. If you were just rocking with me over on my Healed Rib page, you know that we just ended prayer for the day. We did prayer a little bit late tonight, but nevertheless, we did it. Thank God we are on day 19, just rocking this thing out. And tonight, I just wanted to come to you and just share a little bit about who I am and what I do. Many of you hey, Melissa, many of you who are watching me live right now on my personal page may know me personally, right? You may know who I am, but you may not know what I do and what my purpose is and why I'm always live on Facebook, or why I'm always talking about marriage, or why I'm always talking about the life of a wife. You may have no idea, but tonight we're going to get some clarity, okay? Okay. And so I'm so excited that you decided to join me right here on a Friday night, because I know that you could be doing anything, but here we are. And so tonight we are going to be talking about the healed rib. Raise your hands in the comments, whether you are live or whether you are watching this by replay. Put a hand in a comment or one in the comment and let me know if you've heard about my ministry, the healed rib. I'll wait. And make sure you share this, okay? Make sure you share this. If you have heard about my ministry, the healed rib, I would love to hear from you. I would love to know if you are following the page, if you have followed the ministry, if you have signed up, for my email list or anything like that. I would love to hear about it. All right, there are the hands being raised. And tonight, I really wanted to come and share a little bit about what I do, how I do it, why I do it, what is the importance of it, because I think that it is a very valuable ministry. Now, if you are watching me and you don't know who I am, right? If you have no idea, hey, Tara, hey, Jamaica, hey, Jerry, thank you all so much for joining me. Go ahead and share this broadcast on your page, whether she's a wife or she's not a wife. Go ahead and share this broadcast on your page because somebody may be looking for it. And so if you don't know me personally or you don't know what I do, I am Takesha Morris. I am the founder and creator of the Healed Rib. What is the healed rib? I know that that's often what people say when they ask you something. What is this? But the healed rib is not a what. It's a who. The healed rib is every wife who has submitted her life to God. God gave me a promise in 2020, right before the pandemic, literally right before the pandemic. He let me know that he was coming after wives. He was coming after his daughters. And his promise to me when he told me this was that he was going to heal us. You think I'm joking? I have the notebook and the notes to prove it. I promise you. I don't know if you can see the date on this thing. Can you see the date? Wait, let me pull it over. Can you see the date? On March 1st, 2020 is when the Lord downloaded the healed rib to me. So the healed rib is not a what, it's a who. And it's how I live my life out loud before the Lord. And so a little bit about me. I have been married to my husband, Chris, for 15 years. We actually met through Tower Keys, who's on this broadcast right now. He's her cousin. And when I met Chris, I automatically loved him. I know that sounds so weird, but when I saw him, it was like I knew him, but I had never seen him before in my life. Fast forward, we had actually been together almost our whole lives. We actually have memories of playing with each other, but not knowing each other were there. Even when we try to go back in our memories to put each other in the places that we can actually speak of individually, but collectively we were in the same place, playing with the same people at the exact same time, we can't picture each other there. I was a part of a drill team for many, 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 many years. And I wasn't just a part of the drill team, I was a captain on this drill team. Okay, your girl was popping. And he played the drums. We shared memories of how we traveled to different places on buses, what happened, what went down, and we were together. But the funny thing is we never knew each other. It was literally like we were blocked by God from each other. We didn't know each other, didn't even know the other existed. But when I met him on that Easter weekend at Tara's house, because he was picking up Easter baskets for his daughter, Tara was like, "Oh my gosh, you have to meet my cousin Chris." And I was like, "Child, I don't want to meet nobody in your family. I'm not doing that." But cousin Chris, and this, if any of you are in my wife group, this is why I call Chris cousin Chris, because that's how Tara introduced me to him, as cousin Chris. And when I saw him for the first time, it was like I knew him and that I loved him. And it was like, that was strange to me. But fast forward, here we are 15 years later. We have a beautifully blended family. We have adult children, with our oldest being 31. I know. I know, y'all. Who, baby? And we have grandchildren, right? And we have 2 brand new grandchildren on the way. So our lives are full. So I have been a wife for almost 16 years this September. Like I said, our oldest is 31. We are getting ready to send our baby boy off to college in the fall. He'll be graduating from high school in May. And we have grandchildren. Weird, but it's amazing because they are the cutest things you've ever seen. And the healed rib was born because I need to leave a legacy for my daughters and my sons, and for my grandsons and my granddaughters. And I'm going to tell you why you should be a part of this ministry so that you can do the same. As professionally, I am an author. I've published 2 books, Girl, Get Your Mind Right, and Honey, which are both on Amazon right now. If you wanted to get them now, because I will be pulling them and releasing them again with some new, fresh, fire content. So it's going to be Girl, Get Your Mind Right Reloaded. It's going to be Honey, the remix. I probably won't put that on there, but you get what I'm saying, right? And I love being a writer. I love words. I love being able to express myself with words. And a part of doing that is I'm a speaker. Can't you tell I talk a lot? One of the things I like to say about myself and my husband is that I'm the rapper and he's the DJ. Because, you know, the rapper is always a 1, 2, a 1, 2, right? I ain't going to do it. I might do it later, but I ain't going to do it right now. Okay? Hush, Jerry. And as a speaker, I get to impact audiences with biblical truths and sound teaching and practical strategies that move their lives forward, no matter what the topic is. I've been able to do this publicly, you know, for the private sector, and I've also been able to do it corporately. I am also a strategic coach. I get to walk alongside of wives in this day and age. I get to walk alongside of wives and help them put strategies in place to make their marriages great, to take their marriages from ordinary to extraordinary. I am also a creative consultant. What does that mean? What does that mean, right? It's so funny because I was actually talking with Jerry today, and I'm like, how do I even put what I do into words? Because I don't know if there's words to really describe it. But what I get to do as a creative consultant is I get to partner with the Holy Spirit. And when someone calls me for their business, I get to just sit and listen. And I get to listen to what they say. I get to listen to them tell me about their vision or their dream or what's not working. And the Holy Spirit literally allows me to step into it and say, oh, here's what we need to do. Boom, 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 boom. And for so long, I downplayed this gift. Not only was I able to do it for wives, but I actually got paid to do it corporately. I often thought that this is how everybody's brain works until a great friend of mine said, no, everybody's brain doesn't work like that. And so I downplayed that gift for so long because I just thought that's what everybody did. That's how everybody thought, right? It's common sense. But it's not so common when the Holy Spirit is involved. And professionally, I worked in the insurance industry for over 20 years. My last 5 years within corporate America, within the insurance industry, I actually got to develop organizations and employees. I got to walk alongside employees and help them build structures and programs and trainings that will help them level up. I got to work with VPs and directors to create training specifically for their teams to help them level up. And at first, when I left the corporate world, I didn't know how that would really parlay into my day-to-day life as a wife coach, as a strategic wife coach. But the funny thing is that it had already parlayed. Nobody thinks like me, Jerry. It had already parlayed because I combined what I did professionally with the gifts and talents that the Lord had naturally given me, and they just merged seamlessly without me ever thinking about it. And so tonight, I just wanted to share a little bit with you about what I do as a strategic wife coach, what I do as a speaker, what I do as a creative consultant, because maybe I'm the person you've been looking for. Sometimes in life, I often say that it only takes a conversation to realize what you really need. That's how I approach speaking. That's how I approach coaching. That's how I approach my writing, because everybody is kind of tired of being yelled at. Can I get a witness? Most people are tired of people saying, well, if you ain't doing this and if you ain't doing that, then you ain't on my level. If you ain't doing this and you ain't doing that, then one of the things that we can think about is how people would talk about other people saying, if you don't come out of this pandemic with a business or, a house or $1,000 in the bank, then you ain't do nothing. What? If you were able to come out of the pandemic with a business, then you should be teaching somebody else how to do it. If you were able to come out of the pandemic with $1,000, $10,000, $100,000 in your bank account, then you should be teaching somebody else how to do it. I don't know about you, but I got tired of being yelled at. And one of the things that I found was my superpower, or should I say my gift, is being able to talk to people. See, one of the things I like to say is I was raised in the projects, right? I was raised in Bellevue Square in Hartford, Connecticut, right? As the Fresh Prince would say, born and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days, right? I was born in the projects. And most people look at the projects and say, well, what is the favorite thing that they say about, oh, they are inner city kids. They are underprivileged. They are underserved. Everything about growing up, you are under something. You are under the poverty line. You are under parented. You are underserved. All these things about under. But can I share one thing to you about what happened with me growing up in the projects? I have family that I don't share blood with. I had protection when I needed it. I have lifelong friendships that I can still call today. But the most beautiful thing that I got being raised in the projects is that your girl is able to rock in the boardroom or the block. What up? I can go there. I'm just saying, Ty, I was born and raised. I can go from the boardroom to the block without missing a beat. I can put on Timbs or stilettos and rock the room. Why? Because there was nothing underserved about me. See, when you belong to the Most High God, even before you know it, all your days have already been ordered and predestinated. Everything about your life has been put into position to serve the call that God has put on your life. See, everybody can't rock in the projects, and that's no dig, and that's no insult like, oh, you should have been raised in the projects. No, because if I had it my way, I would have probably grew up in Bel Air. What up? But being raised in the projects prepared me to be a beast in the spirit when it came to marriage and wives and families. being able to work in corporate America and being promoted and having VPs coming to you saying, can you help me? The projects prepared me for that. Because one thing about the project is we come from a place of servitude. One thing about the people I grew up around is that we were always serving each other. I can remember my Nana and her friends having card parties. And sometimes they would have these card parties to raise rent. And guess what their friends did? Their friends came, they paid the admission to get in the card party. They put the bets on the table. They bought sodas, they bought hot dogs, they bought beer. What did they do? They supported those that were around them. And what that allowed me to do is have a mindset of supporting those around me. And so there was nothing under about me. But the thing about it is that oftentimes, because of circles and places that I was in, I began to feel really under. I didn't feel like I was worthy of standing up and speaking. I didn't think I was worthy of authoring a book. I didn't think I was worthy of serving wives in their marriages. I didn't think I was worthy of any of that because I was just a girl from the projects. And one of the things the Lord helped me to get together really quickly is that you ain't just anything. There is nothing just about who I call my own. There is nothing just about your life. Every single thing that happened and every single thing that will happen will bring me glory because that's what I created you for. And so tonight, I just wanted to share with you a little bit about who I am. And so I get the honor of serving wives with my ministry, The Healed Rib. The Healed Rib serves wives to help them uncover their true identity in Christ. One of the things that I notice about wives is that many of us came into the marriage broken, bruised, torn apart, low self-esteem, no identity. And when we got into these marriages, we thought that the knight in shining armor was going to save us. We thought that the trauma of our childhoods would just magically disappear. We thought that we would automatically know how to be somebody's wife because we were a good girlfriend for 10 years. We thought that these things would just magically, right? What does the schools try to teach our kids? That it was a combustion that happens and all of a sudden the world is here. But the truth of the matter is becoming a wife takes more than most of us have. Becoming a wife doesn't erase your childhood traumas. Becoming a wife does not solidify your identity. Becoming a wife doesn't do any of those things. In fact, if you become a wife without being healed and whole and knowing that you are loved, more than likely you're going to be a destructive wife. More than likely you're going to come into this marriage and tear that thing apart brick by brick, not because you're ignorant, but simply because nobody's trained you. I don't know about you, but most people say there is no book to teach you how to be a wife, but there are 66 that I read every day. It's called the Bible. And everybody doesn't know that. So I have the privilege of coming alongside of you and helping you to understand what God says his will is for your life. The plan of God with the Healed Rib is that when wives encounter me, they encounter Jesus. When wives encounter me, they encounter healing. When wives encounter me, they encounter love. When wives encounter me, they encounter wholeness. Does this mean I have it all together? Child, bye. Stop playing. Did you see what I looked like on my prayer video? Stop playing. No. Negative. It does not mean that I have it all together, but it means that I'm submitting my life to Christ every single day. And what he pours into me, what he teaches me, how I grow, and in the areas that he grows me up and pull things apart and build things up, I get to go back and say, all right, wife, this is what we got. Did you hear that key word? This is what we got. And I get to walk alongside of you and share biblical truths and practical strategies. How many of you right now, life can be shifted with a strategy? How many of you, be it financial, be it mental, be it fitness wise, be it anything, if you just had the strategy, it would elevate your life. It would literally take you to the next level, right? Common sense ain't so common. And common sense is not necessarily what everybody needs. Some people just need strategy. I think my computer glitched. But I just said that everything is not about common sense. Some people need strategy. And that's where I come in for wives. God gives me a vantage point. He gives me insight. He gives me understanding. He teaches me how to pray. He teaches me how to worship. He teaches me how to read. He teaches me how to dissect his word. He teaches me how to love my husband, his son, every single day. He teaches me how to die when I want to speak up out of my mouth. He teaches me how to submit when I want to buck. He teaches me these things. And he teaches me these things so that my marriage and my life can glorify him. But Keisha, you don't know the husband I'm married to. Sis, settle down. Settle down. Because I might know more than you think I know. And not necessarily about your marriage, but I'm speaking for myself. And so as a wife, what I understand is that Meltoria Woodside, who's an amazing wife coach that I absolutely love, she said it best. Wife, you are God's secret weapon. What does a weapon do? A weapon allows you to defend yourself against an enemy. A weapon allows you to be prepared for a fight. A weapon allows you to not be caught off guard. And if anybody sneaks up on you, you can sling that thing, shoot that thing, do what it is you got to do with that thing. And as a wife, we want to be the secret weapon because nobody ever sees you coming with your pretty self, with your stilettos or your flats or whatever, your sneakers, your Timbs, whatever you rock. Nobody notices you with your pretty lipstick or your pretty lip gloss or your pretty bun or your pretty wrap. Nobody notices you coming, but you the secret weapon. Nobody can roll up on your husband in the natural or the spirit because you on guard. But do you know that many wives don't know that they are the secret weapon because they are struggling in their own minds with their identity? They are struggling in their own hearts with whether God loves them. They are struggling with whether they're good enough, whether their husband is going to leave them because maybe they've gained weight. And everybody on Instagram looks like, she just got off of Dr. Miami's table and here you are. But can I share a secret with you? No matter your size, no matter your financial standing, no matter anything, you are the best thing that has ever happened to your husband. God calls you his good thing. God says that because of you, there will be favor on your husband's life. Wouldn't you like to unlock how to bring favor to your husband's life? Wouldn't you like to unlock how to be his good thing? Wouldn't you like that strategy on how to show up every single day, walking in the true identity that God birthed you in, but got lost in the sauce during your lifetime? Wouldn't you like that? I don't know about you, but sis wants that. And so the healed rib is not a what, it's a who. It's every single wife and every woman who desires to be a wife. It's every single wife who has said to herself, I want to be better. I'll share this with you. And I'm just making sure that my connection is still good. Let me turn this down. I told you at the beginning of this broadcast that I have been married for 15 years. My husband and I will be celebrating 16 years in September. And I was a horrible wife to my husband. Horrible. I was a horrible wife to my husband because I was untrained and I didn't have anybody around me who was a wife. I didn't have any examples around me of any wives who were willing to step up and say, baby, that ain't how you do that. That ain't what you want. That's not how you talk to that man. That's not how you treat that man. That's not how you treat yourself. It ain't always about how we treat them. It's about how we treat us. And I was a horrible wife to my husband because my mind was all over the place. I had been sexually abused as a child. I grew up with the torment in my mind of somebody very close to me saying to me to sit down and shut up because you aren't better than anybody else. I grew up feeling like I was less than because I had a child at 16 years old. Although I had a loving mother and I had a very loving family, there were things that happened in my life that really disrupted how I felt about myself. It really disrupted my mental well-being. It really disrupted me. And when I became an adult and I got married, I figured, this is childish. These are old things. I should be beyond this. But can I tell you a secret? They were just waiting to pounce on my husband. Those very thoughts and that very low self-esteem and that lack of identity all came flooding forward when I got married. See, before you get married, you can hide some stuff. Before you get married, you can cover up some stuff. But when you are face to face with somebody all the time, and they're in your space and you're living in the same space, baby, you those bags ain't gonna stay locked for very long because they're overflowing. And you may have been able to close them down for a season. But in your marriage, you best believe that thing is going to pop open and it's going to explode all over your marriage. But wouldn't you like a secret? Not even a secret. Wouldn't you like the strategy to unpack those bags? Wouldn't you like the strategy to burn those bags? Wouldn't you like the strategy to get healing from that trauma? Wouldn't you like to show up as your husband's good thing? How would that feel for you? What would that look like? I know for me, when I begin to do the work, it looked like freedom. When I began to do the work, it meant that I didn't take on my husband's emotions all the time. And just because he was having a bad day, I didn't automatically put that burden on my shoulders like, oh man, I must have done something wrong. I didn't take that burden for myself anymore. Is it always easy? No. Every day, it's like being in recovery, that I always have to remind myself that I'm worth it, that I deserve to be here, that I deserve to have a happy marriage. I deserve to have a loving marriage. I deserve to have an open marriage, meaning open and free where we can communicate. But in order to have that, I had to do the work for myself. I had to show up and say, you know what, enough was enough. I had to find myself at the feet of Jesus saying, this is not what I want anymore. I don't want to argue anymore. I don't want to be sad anymore. I don't want to be depressed anymore. I don't want, old things that happened to me to come up at weird and wrong times. And now all of a sudden I'm all sheltered and closing. I didn't want that life anymore. And I think it was in 2014, somewhere around there, I started creating things that I needed to see in my marriage. I started hosting one-off events, my husband and I, just to get other married couples in the room because I knew we needed people. I knew whether we knew them personally or not, we needed them in the room. We needed to hear from other couples. And then God moved us to Georgia. We moved to Georgia, and when we got here, we knew one other couple. We didn't know anybody. And the Lord put it on our hearts to start a 13-week coaching session for couples. 13 weeks, my husband and I. And it was called The Intentional Love Affair. And it was an opportunity for us to challenge couples to intentionally love each other, For 13 weeks, we met over the phone for about an hour or two. This started in 2016, excuse me. And we got together every week for 13 weeks. And we would talk about real things that impacted marriage, issues, joy, sorrows, pain points. We talked about everything. And after every session, we would give them strategy on how to take what we just discussed and make it positive by implementing certain strategies depending upon what it was we talked about. And then we would get back together that following week with homework done. And we would tell each other whether we did the work, whether we didn't, why it was easy, why it was hard, how it impacted us, how it changed us. And we did that thing for 13 weeks. One of the things that I loved about this 13 weeks is that we challenged all of the couples to write a marriage vision statement. We challenged them to write a marriage vision statement. And I would never forget, one of the husbands, I think it was about 7 couples that partnered with us. One of the couples, the husband who was very quiet, is just his nature. His wife said he was eager to write the vision statement because of all the work we had did before. One of the things she shared with us is that being a part of this 13-week group actually pulled him out of his shell because she was always the one making the decisions for everything. He just went along with the flow. He didn't want to offer input. He didn't want to, because his nature was to just take the back seat, but it was getting hard on her. But when it came to the vision statement, because of the strategies we had put in place over these 13 weeks, he was eager to write a vision statement that he said he was going to hold his family accountable to, but he was also going to hold himself accountable to. How many of you could use a strategy like that? And after we finished that 13-week program, if any of you know my husband, he's not a big talker. I told you at the beginning, I'm the rapper, he's the DJ. I moved that whole program and said, you know what? The intentional love affair is now going to be for wives. And it is literally where I hold accountability for wives. I don't even know how many wives are in the group, a few hundred, but the numbers don't even matter. You know what matters? The testimonies of wives that come back and say, do you remember that honey challenge where for 30 days we prayed? We asked God, you gave us strategy, you gave us tips, you told us what to do because of what the Lord graced you to do. And now I don't talk reckless to my husband anymore. I'm very mindful about what I say to my husband before I speak it out of my mouth. Do you remember that challenge we did about prayer? I didn't pray a lot, but because of this challenge, for the last 30 days, I've been praying consistently. Not only have I been praying together with the group, but I've been praying on my own. I've really been hearing the Lord speak to me. I've really been hearing the Lord give me strategy personally. Or the testimonies where wives come back and say, my husband was living with another woman, but praise be to God, he came home. Not only did he come home, but he came home and God restored him in our house. That's what I get to do. And the healed rib is an extension of that. The intentional love affair is an open group for all wives. If you are a wife, this group is open for you. It is a free group. You can join my Facebook group, Intentional Love Affair, just by searching it, or you can send me an inbox message. And if you are a wife, I'll send you an invite. You just have to answer a couple questions. I think it's about 2 or 3. And if you are a wife, meaning legal on paper, you are married, no matter what your situation is, if you are separated, if you are fighting for your marriage, you are living in the same house, you don't know what you want to do with this marriage, I encourage you to join the group. It's a powerful group of women. One of the things I love to say is that having a wise circle of wives is like having a black card in the spirit. There is no limit to what you can do together. And I love being able to do it together. And the healed rib is an opportunity for me to do that on a deeper level. With the healed rib, I am able to host a small group coaching session with my signature program, which is called Wife ID. Wife ID is a strategic course that is crafted specifically for wives to help you walk into your full identity in Christ, to help uncover some things, some labels that we've put on ourselves, some trauma that we haven't let go, some parting with some decisions that we've made. The Wife ID program literally walks you through strategic coaching with live group coaching every week, with homework assignments and questions and challenges that you have to do so that you can actually do the work. So when we part ways in 4 weeks, you are better than when you started. I know that I'm a catch, right? I know that wives like to work with me because I keep it real and I have a great personality. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, but I like to get real results for my clients. I don't want you to be that client that comes and say, oh, her program was great, and somebody asks you, well, what did you get out of it? And you like, I don't know, but it was just good. No, when somebody asks you, you worked with Takesha, you've been in Takesha's group, and you said, baby, this is what I got. Bang, 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 bang. This is how my life has changed. Bang, 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 bang. And here's the beauty of it, y'all. If you know anything about me, I take no credit for it. You might see my face, but it's the glory of God that allows me to do what I do, period. That's it. That's all I got is the Lord. He's the one that graces me to do it, because the secret thing about being a wife coach, a strategic wife coach, is that you still have your own marriage to battle for. You still have your own marriage to show up for. Hey, Tiffany, you still have your own marriage to be accountable for. And sometimes it could feel like you are pouring more into other people's marriages than your own. And you got to be very careful about that. But I love what I do. I love what God allows me to do. And one of the things that God is allowing me to do is to host an amazing webinar. I am hosting a free webinar next Wednesday night. I would love for you to be a part of it. The webinar is called The Perfect Fit. The Perfect Fit. And I'm just going to have a conversation with wives on this webinar about the perfect fit. What does a bra and your shoes have to do with your identity? What does a bra and shoes have to do with identity? The truth is that if your bra is ill-fitting, if your shoes are too big or too small, they are going to make you miserable. Am I not lying? Ladies, have you ever worn a bra that was too tight and it dug into your straps, or didn't fit you right, and your boobs were spilling over the cups or under the cups, or the wire was digging into you, or it was just ill-fitting? Or you bought a pair of red bottoms and you know them bad boys squeeze your feet harder than anybody else's if you don't have a perfect narrow foot? Or you bought some shoes and they just didn't fit right? They rubbed on the back of your heel, or they crushed up that pinky toe. You were miserable if you were out with them shoes on. You were miserable if you were out with that bra on and you couldn't take that thing off. Do you know it's the same thing with our identities? Many of us have ill-fitting identities. We picked up things from our mamas because everybody said, you act just like your mama. We picked up things from our coworkers because everybody praised them and you wanted to be just like your coworker. You picked up things from your husband because you didn't know you, so you adopted his identity. Many wives have become chameleons in this world, and we have ill-fitting identities. And it's time to shed that thing. God has a perfect fit. When he created you in your mother's womb, your identity was handcrafted by our amazing God. Right, Jerry? That bad bra will drive you, girl. You just want to pop that thing and throw it in the car garbage and just go freewheeling it until you could get home. Many of us are walking around with ill-fitting identities. They're too big. They're too small. They're too tight. They're too wide. They're too short. They're too long. Right, Hope? Many of us are walking around with ill-fitting identities, and we're in pain because it's squeezing us. We're in pain because it's chafing our skin and causing us to have calluses. We're exposed because they're too big. How amazing would it be if you had your identity? If you stood up in the truth of who God said you were? If you took off the weight of your mama and them? If you took off the weight of your colleagues and them? If you took off the weight of you? The Bible tells us to take our yoke and give it to God and take on his yoke, because his burden and his yoke is easy and light. Could you imagine feeling easy like Sunday morning? Could you imagine walking real heavy but real light? Could you imagine? What would easy feel like for you? Just imagine it for a second. What would the perfect fit feel like to you? Where you don't have to apologize for who you are. You don't end everything with a "I'm so sorry." Where you don't lead with what you can do for people, because then when they start to use you, you get angry after a while because you feel misused and mishandled, but it's how you led. What would easy feel like? What would light feel like? I would love to have that conversation with you. I would love to bring you in the healed rib world. I would love to bring you in the healed rib community. I would love to invite you into this webinar. This webinar is going down next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom. You must register to attend. No text messages. You must register to attend. I would love for you to be a part of this webinar. All you have to do is go to that link right there. You can go to bit.ly/perfect fit webinar. Jerry, if you're still with me live, if you can put that in the comments so people are able to click it, I would love for you to be a part of this webinar. It's going to be fun. It's going to be high energy. We're going to have a good time. And after this webinar, it's going to be hosted on a Wednesday. On Friday, next Friday, we're going to have Freestyle Friday. And the questions that you ask during this webinar, or the questions that you email me, I'm going to answer them live on Instagram. I don't have to use your name. I'm just going to answer the questions live, because your question could be another wife's question. I'm going to answer these questions live. I have some dope giveaways that I'll be doing on Friday night. We're going to have a bomb time. We're going to have a bomb time at the event on Wednesday during the webinar. And we're also going to have a bomb time on Friday. But I want you to join me. Thank you, Jerry. I want you to join me. The healed rib was created with you in mind. It wasn't just created for me. It's not for the elite. It's not for the low. It's not for the poor. It's not for the rich. It's for you. The healed rib was created for you. Do you know what the goal is for healed rib? That you are loved, whole, and healed. That's the only goal. And it starts with knowing your identity. So I would love for you to join me next Wednesday. Jerry put in my email address. You can do it right there. Also, with the healed rib, I love being able to do events. The healed rib conference is coming. Drum roll. It is coming. I am planning. I am getting the date together. So once it is released, I want you all to save the date, invite a friend or 7, because it's coming and I'm excited about it. If you are a part of my very first brunch that I hosted, not last year, but 2019, we didn't get to do it in 2020 because of the pandemic, but I'm hoping that we can do it at some point this year. But my goal is, whatever I do, whether it's a conversation like this, whether you are part of my group coaching program, Wife ID, or whether I coach you individually, my goal is that you walk away loved, whole, and healed. Group coaching is not for everybody. Some people have specific targets that they want strategy in. Some people may say, Takesha, I just need to get my mind right. I just want to work with you one-on-one. I do that. You can email me at thehealedrib@gmail.com. That information will be on my website soon for you to book directly through my site. But if you found yourself and you just need a one-on-one coach, 1 hour, let's go. 90 days, we can do that. My coaching one-on-one is created to be short-term because I don't want you to get attached to me. I need you to get attached to the one who's making the decisions over your life, and that's God. I simply come along and partner with God to give you a strategy, and then I say, fly, little bird, fly. And I love being able to do that. I love it, y'all. And I love group coaching as well. I love it because you have wives with different experiences who are able to share. That's what you're going to find when you join me for the Wife ID group coaching. That is on my website right now. If you found yourself saying, I need a boost to my identity. I'm tired of leading with what I do and who I know. I'm tired of walking in the shadow of my husband because I don't know who I am. I'm tired of people asking me, what do I like? And I really don't have an idea, but now I want to know. I'm tired of this ill-fitting identity. I want to know. You can find that information on my website, but I would love for you to rock with your girl on Wednesday night. Go to bit.ly, perfect fit webinar. Type it exactly as you see it with perfect fit webinar being all lowercase because it is case sensitive. And I can't wait to see you. Tomorrow I will be live over on the Hill Rip page with prayer. I will more than likely do it pretty early tomorrow because I am serving in the community with our amazing sister Shakim Simmons of 10 Swallow Catering. She is serving the community of Atlanta. Jerry will be there. I believe Tiffany will be there. I'm not 100% sure, but I thought Tiffany said she would be there. But we're going to be serving our brothers and sisters in transition out in the city of Atlanta. So if you're joining me for prayer over on the Healed Rib, it's going to be pretty early, but it will get done. But most of all, sis, if I can tell you anything, is that with the right size identity, with the you size cut and fit, listen, your identity was tailor-made specifically for you. Every crease, every stitch, every pleat, everything about your identity was custom made for you. It fits you like a glove, and we should talk about it. So join me next Wednesday at bit.ly/perfect fit webinar so we can talk about that thing. I thank you all so much for rocking with me tonight. I thank you so much for sharing this broadcast. And also do me a favor. If you haven't already, go to my website and sign up for my email list. On my email list, you will get all information when I send out events. You'll be the first to get them. So go to TakeshaMorris.com and sign up for my email list. And when you sign up for my email list, you get a free download of my book, Honey, which help wives get this thing together. I would love for you to be a part. Follow me right here on Facebook at The Healed Rib. Follow me on Instagram at The Healed Rib. Also follow me on Clubhouse at Takesha Morris. That's how you spell my name right here on the screen. And I also have a YouTube channel, Takesha Morris. You can find me on YouTube as well. I thank you all so much for rocking with your girls tonight. I thank you for being here tonight on a Friday night at 9:48 p.m. Yeah. But I'm so glad that you are here. I really appreciate you. I thank God for you. And I cannot wait to see you next Wednesday. I cannot wait to see you next Wednesday. Somebody say it with me. Next Wednesday, the perfect fit. Next Wednesday, the perfect fit. And so I couldn't play the music because I didn't put that, in the comments, that this music is not mine. So I'll sing it for you, right? When you walk into your true identity, this is the song you're going to be singing. You ready? I'm living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, golden, living my life like it's golden. That's what you're going to be singing by my girl, Jilly from Philly. Okay? Okay, but I pray you all have an amazing night. I pray that God magnifies himself in your life tonight. I pray that you know that you are God's best. There is no part of you, the good, the bad, or the ugly, that he cannot use for his glory, because his word says that he will perfect everything concerning you, and that he will use everything for his glory. Everything. Everything. You better say that. Everything. Everything. I'm just saying, I'm living my life like it's gold. Look, Hope said honey has been a life changer for her. I told y'all the testimonies are real. I don't be making this stuff up, y'all. I don't be making this stuff up. I'm serious. I do not be making this stuff up. I literally, here's the thing, and this live is over. But I have to say, and Jerry is my witness. If I'm lying, Jerry is my witness. I am blown away every time we do a challenge. I am always like, girl, what happened? She's like, why are you surprised? You prayed for this. And I know I be praying for it, but I still be blown. Listen, I know I be praying for God to show himself mighty in the lives of wives. I pray for that when we're doing challenges, but I'm always blown away when the testimonies come in. I'm always like, what happened? How did, what? What did she just say? What did God just do? I'm always blown away. I'm always blown away. I'm always blown away. I don't take anything for granted that the Lord does. I am always blown away. When the husband testifies, let me tell you, we where Jesus resides. We where Jesus reside. Where Jesus reside. That's where we at. But I love y'all so much, because y'all know it's almost 10 o'clock. I can get super duper silly. But I love y'all. I thank y'all so much for rocking with your girl. Look, Jerry laughing at me because she knows every time I'm always like, did you, how, wait, what? And let me tell you something. When y'all join my wives group, listen, most of the wives, they be like, first of all, I ain't come here for this. And I'd be like, first of all, me neither. Right? Because they think that when we doing challenges, Jerry is my witness. Jerry is my right hand when it comes to this group. She knows we talk all the time. When we doing challenges in the group, people think I got it on lock. Oh, Takesha, you don't understand. You know, we're doing the honey challenge. You wrote the book. You don't understand how hard it is. And I'd be like, the challenge ain't just for you. I take the challenge too. Listen, when we do challenges, there are days that on day 2, I call Jerry and be like, I'm out. You can finish if you want. I'm out. I ain't doing this. I'm out. Okay. Like out. And she'd be like, okay, I'm out too, but we'll see you tomorrow. Right? We quit. We quit every day, but we show up the next day. We quit because it'd be a lot. Because listen, when we do challenges, especially, oh my gosh, when we did praying for our husband, we did a 30-day challenge in the group. I know that we're doing 31 prayers for our husband this time, but we did a challenge that we actually created ourselves with prayers, with strategies, with listen. And we thought we was praying for our husbands. And then God started saying about that. Oh, you're praying for him to be kind? Ooh, I'm starting with the woman in the mirror. Like literally, right? Jerry said, we be over it. Hope said, quit her own challenges all the time. Yo, I be very serious. How many times they can tell you, I will come in the group and I will be bawling because I am fighting. Y'all have no idea. Listen, when I tell you I'm doing it with you, I mean that thing. Sometimes wives come back and be like, I didn't get to write in my journal today. And I'll be like, girl, me either. But go on and do it so we can count it done. Okay. And it's not just to get it done because it's real work. Praise God, Hope. Listen, I'll be acting like, what happened? What? Who did what? Right? That's how I be. God set us that challenge. We were set up. And I'm just saying all this to say, Exactly. Let's talk about you, daughter. I'm saying all this to say is that if you join me for this webinar on Wednesday, the Perfect Fit, but it's Perfect Fit webinar. If you join me on this Wednesday, you will get a little taste of my personality. I'm a little reserved, even though this is my personal Facebook page, but sis, we won't have music. I might have a bottle of strong water. Aquafina is my drink of choice. Who knows? I might go out on a limb and have coffee at 9 o'clock at night. Don't judge me, judge your mammy. But we're going to have a good time. We're going to talk about the perfect fit, what that means, what that looks like, how to walk into that thing, and we're going to have a good time. So I hope you can join me next Wednesday. Perfect Fit webinar, bit.ly/perfect fit webinar. Yes, Hope. I'm always like, did I? And God be like, ta-da! Handed it to me on a silver platter. You got it. But I say all that to say is if you'd like to join us in our accountability group, you are more than welcome to do that. You can send me an inbox message over here and say, hey, let me in. But when I let you in, you accountable for what you see. Just FYI. I'm just telling you right now, you accountable. Once you see it, you accountable. That's it. Tea me, please. I got some tea too, Hope, but I might be going out. I might be wild on Wednesday night, and I might drink some coffee. But I love you. I'm getting real silly. I'm about to get real silly. But join me. Somebody say Wednesday. And do me a favor. When you register for the event next Wednesday, bit.ly/perfect fit webinar, do me a favor, invite another wife. All you have to do is type that link, bit.ly/perfect fit webinar, type that onto your page. It's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern time, Danielle. Type that on your page. And all that on there is on all the details is on the webinar. You're going to get a follow-up email with all the Zoom information. But this is what I want you to do. I want you to invite another wife. I just want you to put bit.ly perfect fit webinar and just say, hey, every wife on my page, this event is going down next Wednesday. It's free and you should be there. I'm going, be my special guest. Do that. Do that for your girl. Okay. So I love you all. I thank you so much for rocking with me. I can't believe that I've been on this for about an hour. And I said it was going to be like a strong 10 minutes, but here we are. Yes, 9 p.m. next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, bit.ly perfect fit webinar. Come rock out with your girl. Hey, we're going to have a good time. And invite a friend. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 living my life like it's golden. Okay, I love you all. Have a nice night. I pray that your life is golden in the name of Jesus Christ. And don't forget, bit.ly/perfect fit webinar. See you next Wednesday or tomorrow morning for prayer. But register. Okay. Love y'all. Bye.